What's up, everybody? Football fans, it is Super Bowl week. We made it. We got the Kansas City Chiefs and the Philadelphia Eagles. The Eagles back again after being there a few years ago with Nick Foles after Carson Wentz had a really good season. And obviously, Patrick Mahomes, 5 straight AFC championships. His third Super Bowl, he lost one to Tom Brady and he won one against Jimmy G. So this is his third one now against Jalen Hurts and the Eagles. For Jalen Hurts to be benched for Tua and then have to go to Oklahoma and then play well, he played well, then get drafted not in the first round. People kind of slept on him being a starter. Didn't think he could really throw very well, not very accurate. He just outworked everybody. That's what he did. He just outworked everybody, and everybody talks about he can squat 600 pounds, but this guy just outworked everybody in every area. He just wanted to be the best, and he went out and proved that he could be, and he did it. So obviously the Eagles have a great defense. They have awesome weapons. Miles Sanders, Kenneth Gainwell. They got A.J. Brown on the outside, Devontae Smith. He was the Heisman Trophy winner. So they have weapons. They've got talent. Obviously, the tight ends are good. Their offensive line, primo, tops in the league. And then, obviously, the defense, like I said, with Fletcher Cox in the middle and then Brandon Graham. And then they have Bradbury on the outside, Darius Big Play Slay. This defense is really stacked. They have our Wisconsin guy, TJ Edwards, in the middle. This Philadelphia Eagles defense really is elite. I think they're like number one in defense, number one in offensive line at least. I know they've been scoring points in the playoffs this season. Obviously, the Giants game was just a blowout. It was over in the first half. We knew it wasn't going to be much of a battle. Then even the 49ers game, that was a blowout as well. So the Eagles haven't really been tested in the playoffs yet. The Chiefs, that's a different story now for them. Patrick Mahomes being in his third Super Bowl, this is a big deal for him. If he loses it, now he's under 500 in Super Bowls. If he wins it, obviously he'd be 2-1 then, and that would be big for him. Probably be the Super Bowl MVP. There's not a lot of other guys on the Chiefs that would be the MVP unless Kelsey had a big game, but that would mean Mahomes had a big game as well. So really, it would probably come down to Mahomes or Kelsey. So very, very cool to see that Mahomes is back there again. Really played well last week against Joe Burrow. It was kind of a back and forth game. Either team could have won it. But for the Chiefs, it comes down to their weapons. Isaiah Pacheco, a 7th round running back. This guy is super talented, kind of like a Tyreek Hill type player. And then obviously Marquez Valdez-Scantling last week, over 100 yards. That really, really nice touchdown catch. Packers had him. They let him go. Chiefs, Mahomes, made him into a big play guy. Now, after having a huge game last week, he's super excited to be in the Super Bowl after being so close with the Packers and Aaron Rodgers for so many years in a row. Very exciting for MVS. I'm looking for him to have a big game, but it's going to be the Travis Kelce show. Patrick Mahomes, getting it to him, trying to get him open. McCole Hardman, I do not think is going to play. He is hurt, but Kadarius Toney should be good to go. He was knocked out of the Niner game, so Toney should be in. So the Chiefs are pretty much full power. Their offensive line is good. The defense, obviously, has its struggles, but it played really good against Joe Burrow. The rookie Watson's, not really a rookie when you're in the Super Bowl now after your rookie season. So it's a little bit different. He's played a lot of snaps. The defense as a whole, Chris Jones is going to get after it. It's going to come down to, can the Chiefs defensive line with Frank Clark and Chris Jones, can they put pressure on Jalen Hurts? Can they get after that offensive line of the Eagles? That's the Eagles' strong suit, the strongest point of their offense, really. Obviously, they have the weapons and the running backs, so they really have a lot of stuff, but it all starts up front. We all know that. And so if Chris Jones can make some plays early really kind of shift the dynamic of the Eagles offense. The Chiefs should be able to get after it. The Eagles just don't do anything bad. They do everything good and some things great. They just, they're very consistent. The Chiefs are kind of all over the place sometimes. The defense is sporadic here and there. The offense is a little bit sporadic. Mahomes can kind of, revert back to some of his old ways sometimes. But with Mahomes, you always have a chance. He's still the best player on the field. He's still the MVP. In my mind, this guy is super, super good. He'll probably be MVP this year. We'll see who gets it. But if he can win this Super Bowl, I know that doesn't really have anything to do with it, but it would be huge for his career as a whole. And in the GOAT conversation with Tom Brady, 5 AFC championships in his first 5 seasons, and he still probably has 10 more years at least of elite play, barring any injuries. So very exciting to see where his career trajectory goes. He's just fun to watch. He just really is. And so for the Chiefs, the Eagles are going to be their toughest matchup of the playoffs as well. A lot of people were saying the Chiefs going into the Cincinnati Bengals game, that was kind of their Super Bowl. They were, they partied hard after, super excited, really, really had a lot of celebration after that win against the Bengals last week. Eagles, they kind of blew out the Giants. They blew out the Niners. So the celebration was kind of just like, okay, we have more work to do, which they do. And maybe because the vibe of the game, there wasn't a lot of energy at the end. It kind of was just like, okay, we won. For the Chiefs, it was down to the wire. They had to make plays. And so the energy was really ramped up. And maybe that's why it looked like that. I think Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs, they know there's more work to do. It is very exciting that Travis Kelce, the tight end of the Chiefs, has his brother Jason Kelce, the center of the Eagles, on the other side. First time 2 brothers have ever played each other in the Super Bowl. I heard them talking. I think it's like a 1 in 800 million chance that you'd play your brother in the Super Bowl because it's just never happened, I guess. Eli and Peyton could have done it. Colts, Giants Super Bowl at one point, but it was always Colts and somebody else besides the Giants, or the Patriots when the Giants went. So kind of interesting, but that would have been a chance. Rondé Barber with Tiki Barber back in the day, that could have been a chance. I know Trayvon Diggs and Stephon Diggs, there's a chance there, but Travis Kelce and Jason Kelce are the first brothers to do so. I know there's a lot more other brothers around the league and throughout, different sports and everything that haven't played each other in a championship. This is just very cool for the NFL, for those 2 guys, for their mom, I guess, she's actually leaning towards Jason of the Eagles because he's got kids, and even though Travis is the favorite because he's, kind of the funny one and everything. So kind of a funny situation, but either way, very cool for them, and it'll be interesting to see, how that plays out. Too bad they're not going up against each other because they both play offense, but still very cool. Somebody is going to lose, though, so I wonder how that'll shake out for them moving forward. But anyway, back to the Eagles. So I look for them to run the football a lot. Jalen Hurts being able to run the ball. Miles Sanders, like I said, kind of the game. Well, even Boston Scott, he is pretty good out of the backfield. They didn't use him a lot during the season, but he played some snaps last week or 2 weeks ago, and now I look for him to be part of some of that pass game. Dallas Goedert, they just have a lot of guys. The tight end, like I said, this offensive line just makes this team able to do whatever they want. When they need to throw it downfield, A.J. Brown is just a stud. He's kind of like a big body T.O. type, just strong and physical, faster than people think. And then Devontae Smith just runs great routes and, can make really good catches. I know the one against the Niners was not a catch, but they didn't review it and it was called a catch, but it hit the ground. But, it looked good at first. But we've seen him make plays like that, and we know he's a really talented kid. I know he's only in his 2nd season now, but he's got a lot to prove, and now this is a big game for him. If he can come out, he played in national championships. He's the one that scored the touchdown when Tua came in for Hurts. He's the one that scored the touchdown to win that game against Clemson, I think it was, or Georgia, whatever team it was then. It was still crazy because it was Tua coming in for Hurts, and then he threw it to Devontae Smith. So now Hurts throwing it to Devontae Smith. So interesting how that all shakes out. But they have a really good offense, and like I said, their defense is stacked. So this game is going to come down to, Patrick Mahomes, how he plays. Obviously, if he comes out and just has a 400-yard, 5-touchdown game, the Chiefs are going to win. But if the Eagles come out and play their kind of football, can force, Mahomes into some turnovers, it's going to be close and come down to the wire for sure. I don't think the moment is going to be too big for Jalen Hurts. I know he's played in big games. I know he's played and had big moments in his football career. So this won't be too big for him. I just think that the fact that Mahomes has been here twice before, he kind of knows how the games go. He knows there's going to be a lot of energy at first. The guys are going to come out and be really ramped. You got to kind of sustain that initial blow and then kind of just carry on through the game. Mahomes has struggled in Super Bowls. He really struggled against Tom Brady in Tampa. Tampa just got after him. He had no time to throw it. He was running for his life. And then against San Fran, it was really close the whole game. Jimmy G misses the throw to Emmanuel Sanders down the seam, and Mahomes makes one big play at the end of the game, and they basically win the game. So that's not really how Mahomes' style has been. He's pretty much been dominant throughout the whole games. Sometimes he'll have some unforced errors and some crazy plays that he makes, but for the most part, he's pretty dominant, and that's why he's back in the Super Bowl again. So I do look for the Chiefs to win this one. I got the Chiefs winning 38-24. I know it's kind of a high score for the Chiefs against this Eagles team, but I think that the Chiefs kind of get on top of the Eagles early and then really start pouring it on late. The Eagles have to kind of adjust their style of play. They're not able to run the football like they want to, and then they have to start throwing it. The Chiefs kind of take advantage of that, and the score kind of racks up late. So 38-24. Patrick Mahomes gets his second one. He'll be Super Bowl MVP too, of course. I think Travis Kelce will have a big game. He'll have to. MVS will have another big game. Kadarius Toney, I think, gets in the mix. I wish Mecole Hardman was out there, but it is what it is. And I even think Noah Gray has a nice game against the Eagles. They're going to have to use everybody, but the Eagles, I hate to bet against them. They've had such a good season. I do think they'll be back again. They'll keep, progressing as a team, but when Jalen Hurts needs to get paid, this little situation with all these other guys that they have, this stacked team, is going to fizzle out. So their window is now. We'll see what happens. Go Chiefs. I know, but go Pack, go always, guys. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel. See you guys next week after the Super Bowl. We'll talk about it. Go Chiefs again. Peace.